Okay, I am going to do headstands again, but kind of a different way, different approach to it. So this video is going to focus on kind of strengthening your body for the position you have to get in for a headstand. So like working on strengthening and conditioning, and then working on an easier way to get into your headstand using the wall. So you want somewhere where you can put your feet on the wall and it's going to be okay. The first thing I want to do is kind of do some core exercises, because with headstands there's a lot of like tightening the core and focus on the core. So we're just going to do some basic core exercises. So I want to start with leg raises. So we're just going to do 15 leg raises and we're going to do them nice and slow. So straight legs, 1, 2, keeping your back on the floor, 3, 4, breathing, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5 more, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now 15 crunches, just normal crunches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and now we'll do 15 reverse crunches, so tucking in, and count this as 1, 2, 3, 4, still keeping that back on the floor, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5 more, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alrighty. Now we're going to keep focusing on core, but we're going to strengthen the parts we need for a headstand. So obviously you're kind of in this position with your headstands, focusing on like your shoulders, your forearms and everything like that. So we're going to get into a plank. So just a normal plank on our forearms, keeping that belly down. And we're going to do a thing called glides. So if you watch my feet, I'm going to come back and then push forward. So it's kind of like I'm sliding backwards and forwards in my plank. We're going to do 2 sets of 10. So try to keep your body nice and flat and gliding through with your shoulders and your feet. So we'll get started. Belly down, back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come back into child's pose. You can really feel that movement and conditioning through the shoulders and through the forearms. We're going to do one more set. Get into your plank, down and go backwards. 1, 2, everything engaged. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and make sure you're breathing. Even though it looks pretty easy, it actually does get pretty tough. We are going to go back into our plank and we're going to do kind of a dip type thing. So what we've just did was gliding. This time we're going to go up and down. When we do this, so we're letting our shoulders drop up and down, but we're not going to let our whole body drop. It's kind of just our upper body, and our back is going to stay flat. So we'll do 2 lots of 10 again. So get flat and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Coming back. That one's another one that's a lot harder than it looks. But it helps you understand engaging the shoulders and really pushing through the forearms to help stabilize yourself. So that's a good thing about it. We're going to do one more set. So into our plank and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Coming back, stretching it out. Deep breaths. And you can sit up and you can roll your shoulders out. Backwards feels nice. I'm going to go backwards and forwards before we get ready for the next stretches. So we're going to go into a downward dog. So we'll just do a normal downward dog to start with. So hands about shoulder width apart, pushing up into that position. I'm really pushing my head through my arms. You can choose whether you want that little bend in your knees to make it less impact on the hamstrings, but we're going to hold it here. Still engaging through the shoulders and keeping on breathing. We're just going to hold this. Keep pushing. We'll hold it another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming to child's pose. Breathe it out. Loosen your shoulders up a bit more. We're going to do that again, but this time we're going to go onto our forearms and do it. So I'm going to place my forearms shoulder width apart, but I kind of make my hands meet in the middle, so it kind of looks a bit more like a triangle. And then I'm going to push up into downward dog, but I'm closer to the floor because obviously my forearms are down. So a similar thing, but it definitely feels a little bit different. We're going to hold it, focusing on conditioning and strengthening this position. So obviously headstands are similar position to this, but with our heads actually on the floor. We'll hold it for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Stretch it out. Breathe it out. So you can feel that doing that on your forearms, you definitely do feel a bit more weight on the shoulders, similar to like how it feels in a headstand. Your weight is more pushed over your body. You're not taking as much of it through your legs as well. We're going to do that one more time, but this time we're going to try and walk our legs as close as we can to our body while still in our forearms. It doesn't matter if they're still heaps far away or if you're really close. We just want to feel that balancy aspect. So onto the forearms again, pushing up, but this time walking it forwards. Keep breathing. Engage the shoulders. We'll hold it another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walking back out and stretching it out. Keep breathing. Roll your shoulders out. Feels good to loosen them up a bit. Alright, now we're going to use the wall. So I've seen a lot of people doing it this way, where they're kicking up onto the wall, and that's really good. In my personal experience, I found when I started doing that, I started to really rely on that wall being there. And when I started to do it without the wall behind me, my brain would automatically freak out when I haven't hit anything. So I'm going to do it facing this way and show you kind of a different way to do it using the wall, but so you can kind of release the anxiety of having to rely on something behind you to catch you, and you can allow yourself, like, if you do fall, you will be able to catch it, but also we're not going to attempt to do it on our own until we can find that balance. So headstand position, there's a million ways to do it. Some people do it this way. Some people interlock their fingers, which I do like to do every now and again. But the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to make a little headspace to put on the floor. I'm going to put my head onto the floor and allow my hands to kind of cup my head. And I've got my elbows firmly planted on the floor as well. So I'm going to get my body close to the wall, so my feet are literally touching the wall, and then I'm going to bend down into that position. So you can see my feet are still on the wall, so that I can be in the right position, and I'm going to push up. So my feet are still touching the wall. From here, I'm going to walk my feet up the wall, so that my body's kind of in an L position. And we're just going to hold this for another 10 seconds. Three, 2, 1, and walking back down. So already I'm getting used to having to push with my shoulders, get that engagement, engage my core, keep everything switched on. I'm doing this on concrete, so I might fold this so that it's not much pressure on my head. If you're doing it on carpet, you might find that it's a little bit more comfortable. But already getting a little bit of an understanding on how the body kind of positions. what we're going to do now is we're going to go up into that position, but this time I'm going to take one leg off. We're going to hold it and then come back down, and then we're going to try another leg. So, getting into that position again, getting comfy, pushing up, walking my legs up, and this time I'm going to take one leg off and put it up. So we're just holding. Hold it another 10. 3, 2, 1. Meet it back to the other leg and slowly walk down. So with that time, you feel, obviously you have to rely a little bit more on balance now. There's less pressure being pushed onto that wall. So you have to kind of get your body to force itself to engage, force itself to hold that position. We're going to do the other leg. So same thing, pushing up into that L shape and taking the other leg off and holding. So I really have to engage my legs as well. Another 10. 3, 2, 1. Meet back, walking down. So we've done each leg. I would recommend, if you're still not feeling super confident in those, just keep practicing that, because that is a good step to be on. But obviously, if you are feeling a little bit more confident, you can start taking both legs off. And then when you feel like you can hold that, then you can start doing it without the wall, like in my other video that I did. So we will do it again, and we will kind of put it all together. So I'm going to start with getting into that position. I'm going to take one leg off. I'm going to get the feel for the balance. And then I'm going to put it back on. And you can even try it the other side. Take one leg off. Get a feel for the balance. And then back down. Make that L shape. Walk the legs back down. So, just some little strengthening and conditioning tips.